This week's tip is about what is a special needs trust. Hi, it's me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. This week, attorney Sean Scott is going to speak about what is a special needs trust.
We do a lot of planning for people to help them qualify for Medicaid to pay for the cost of long-term care at a nursing home or an assisted living facility. That's oftentimes the focus. So, for example, let's say we have a husband and a wife. The husband's in the nursing home, the wife's the primary caregiver. We kind of focus on him. What are we going to do? How are we going to take care of him? What's oftentimes overlooked is the caregiver. And specifically what's overlooked is what her plan is if she should die first. Think about this for a second. Most husband and wives have a plan that says, if I die first, baby, I want you to have everything. And then the other spouse is like, well, honey, if I die first, I want you to have everything. We call this a reciprocal I love you estate plan. Everything goes to the surviving spouse. That's a fine solution in a normal, regular, traditional setup where each people are basically as healthy as the other, but not a good solution when one of them is on their way to the nursing home or likely to go to the nursing home in the future. This is the setup. If the healthy spouse dies, which oftentimes does happen, before the spouse that's on Medicaid or going to be on Medicaid, that traditional estate plan puts everything back into the hands or into the lap of the person who needs to be on Medicaid. Right at the time when we may need that care because we've lost our caregiver, that traditional estate plan puts everything back into the hands of the person that needs to be on Medicaid, making our problems worse and more difficult to solve. A solution that we implement routinely and that needs to be considered in every case where you're looking at Medicaid for your spouse is to change the healthy spouse's estate plan. Change it so that you're not giving everything to your spouse that's likely to be on Medicaid. Let's create something called a special needs trust. That way we can inherit the spouse who's sick, the spouse who needs care. We don't have to disinherit them and give everything to the kids or some other family member. Instead, we can substitute something known as a special needs trust in place to receive the monies that your husband or wife would have received. The special needs trust, quite simply, it's designed with a protective barrier between it and the Medicaid recipient so that the assets that are in that trust aren't counted as his assets. So it doesn't impact his eligibility for Medicaid, but yet all that money is still there that we can use to supplement and take care of the special needs of that person. So if you're dealing with Alzheimer's or some sort of progressive disease process, your assets shouldn't go to your spouse who's sick. They should go into a special needs trust when you pass so that we can preserve and protect his eligibility for benefits.
Thanks so much for this information, Sean. I really didn't know what a special needs trust was. Tune in next week for another tip, and have a delicious day.